Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to dive deep into the life story of one of the most controversial figures in modern history, Adolf Hitler. A name that changed the world forever, connected to war, dictatorship, genocide, and one of the darkest chapters of human history. Hitler's journey began in poverty, with a dream of becoming an artist, but ended in destruction, war, and the death of millions. Stay with us until the end of this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical stories in English. Chapter 1. Childhood. 1889 to 1903. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, a small town on the border of Austria and Germany. His father, Alois Hitler, was a customs officer, strict, harsh, and authoritarian. His mother, Clara, was kind, gentle, and deeply loving. This contrast shaped Adolf's early years. He adored his mother, but clashed constantly with his father, who wanted him to become a civil servant. Adolf, however, dreamed of being an artist. At school, Hitler was not a brilliant student. He struggled with discipline, but he loved history and drawing. He often sketched castles, battles, and buildings, showing his passion for art from a young age. Chapter 2. Dreams of an Artist, 1903 to 1907. When his father died in 1903, his mother became his only support. Adolf applied to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna in 1907, but was rejected. The next year, he tried again and failed once more. For him, this was heartbreaking. His dream of becoming a painter was crushed. That same year, his mother died of cancer, leaving him devastated and alone. Chapter 3. Struggles in Vienna, 1907 to 1913. Hitler moved to Vienna, but life there was harsh. He lived in poverty, often staying in homeless shelters. To survive, he painted postcards and sold them for a few coins. It was during these years that he absorbed dangerous ideologies. Vienna was full of racial prejudice, anti-Semitic propaganda, and nationalist politics. Hitler's ideas of hatred and racial superiority took root here. Chapter 4. World War I, 1914-1918. When World War I began, Hitler volunteered for the German army. He served as a dispatch runner, carrying messages across dangerous battlefields. He was wounded several times and awarded medals for bravery. But in 1918, Germany lost the war. The Treaty of Versailles punished Germany heavily, forcing it to pay reparations and accept blame. Hitler saw this as a humiliation. He blamed Jews and communists for Germany's defeat, an idea that would dominate his politics later. Chapter 5. Politics and the Munich Putsch, 1919-1923. After the war, Hitler joined the German Workers' Party, which later became the Nazi Party. His fiery speeches attracted crowds. He promised to rebuild Germany, restore its honor, and eliminate enemies from within. In 1923, he attempted a coup in Munich, known as the Beer Hall Putsch. It failed, and Hitler was arrested. Chapter 6: Prison and Mein Kampf, 1924. While in prison, Hitler wrote his infamous book, Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In it, he explained his ideology: extreme nationalism, anti-Semitism, racial purity, and expansion of German territory. This book became the foundation of Nazi ideology and later sold millions of copies. Chapter 7: Rise to Power, 1924 to 1933. After his release, Hitler reorganized the Nazi Party. The Great Depression of 1929 created mass unemployment and despair, and people turned to Hitler's promises of a strong Germany. By 1932, the Nazis were one of the largest parties in Germany. In January 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor. Soon after, he turned Germany into a dictatorship, the Third Reich. Chapter 8: The Third Reich, 1933 to 1939. Hitler eliminated opposition, controlled the media, and built concentration camps. At the same time, he launched huge economic projects like highways and rearmed Germany, winning support from the masses. But behind the propaganda, his government was preparing for war. Chapter 9: World War II, 1939 to 1941. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. World War II had begun. In the first years, Hitler's army conquered much of Europe, including France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The world feared Hitler's unstoppable power. Chapter 10: The Holocaust, 1941-1945. The darkest crime of the Nazi regime was the Holocaust. Millions of Jews, Roma, disabled people, and political prisoners were deported to extermination camps. Places like Auschwitz became centers of mass murder. Over 6 million Jews were killed in this genocide. Chapter 11: Turning of the Tide, 1942-1944. In 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. At first, the Germans advanced, but the Battle of Stalingrad in 1943 became a disaster. Meanwhile, the United States entered the war, and Allied forces gained strength. Germany began to lose territory, and cities were bombed relentlessly. Chapter 12: The Final Days, 1945. By April 1945, Berlin was surrounded. Hitler retreated to his underground bunker. On April 29th, he married Eva Braun. The next day, April 30th, 1945, both committed suicide. The dictator who once dreamed of ruling the world ended his life in despair. Chapter 13. A Dark Legacy. Hitler's death ended the Third Reich, but the destruction he caused changed history forever. Germany was divided. Millions were dead, and the world had witnessed the horrors of war and genocide. Today, Hitler's name is a symbol of hatred and tyranny. His story is a warning of how dangerous unchecked power and extremist ideology can be. That was the long and detailed story of Adolf Hitler's life, from his childhood to his downfall. If you found this video helpful for learning English and history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More powerful stories are coming soon.